the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, who has today revealed that he has made a number of applications seeking arrest warrants. Now, to be clear, that doesn't mean that arrest warrants have now been issued. This is simply the first step in what the Chief Prosecutor believes should now happen for what he alleges is war crimes and crimes against humanity. 5 people have been named in these applications. We'll start with Israel. It's Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, and the Israeli Defence Minister Yoav Gallant. Now, the Chief Prosecutor of the ICC believes that both those men bear criminal responsibility for war crimes and crimes against humanity that have taken place during this Israel-Gaza war. So from Israel's side, from October 8 last year up until this point. Some of the things that have been specifically mentioned include the allegations of extermination or murder by Israel, including death by starvation, persecution and other inhumane acts. Now, the Chief Prosecutor points specifically to a few examples, particularly the total siege that Israel imposed on Gaza, on the Palestinian territory, closing water pipelines and preventing the entry and distribution of humanitarian and medical aid, including, importantly, food. The other 3 people that have been named are from Hamas, the three of the most senior leaders there, Yahya Sinwar, the most senior leader within Gaza, Ismail Haniyeh, who is considered the political chief of Hamas, and also the head of the Al-Qassam brigades. These 3 men have been accused by the Chief Prosecutor of also bearing responsibility for war crimes and crimes against humanity. They're alleged to have been responsible for the mass murder or extermination of Israelis, torture and, importantly, taking of hostages in Gaza, which is a war crime. So these arrest warrants have just been applied for by the Chief Prosecutor.
So, Allyson, this is obviously covering quite a lot of ground, as you've detailed there. What else can you tell us about this statement? What else does it go into detail about?
Well, now there will be some deliberation by the independent judges of the International Criminal Court. They will have to decide whether or not this investigation that's been taken out and undertaken by the Chief Prosecutor, in their view, warrants the granting of these applications for these arrest warrants. They may decide to grant those applications for all 5 people, including those 2 Israeli leaders, or they may say no and not grant any, or they may just grant some of them. What we do know is that if those arrest warrants are granted by the International Criminal Court judges, that then there will be it'll be the responsibility of the Chief Prosecutor to then go ahead and apprehend those named individuals. So this is highly significant. It's a highly important political moment in the war when there is already so much international and local diplomatic pressure on Benjamin Netanyahu and the Israeli government over their handling of the war. The Chief Prosecutor does also point out that one of his most important issues that he's calling for is the return of the Israeli hostages, some 130 that are still being held captive within Gaza. But in this statement that's been released today from the ICC Chief Prosecutor, he makes it clear that he believes that all 5 people should have these arrest warrants issued against them so they can then be liable for prosecution and apprehension.
Allyson Horne joining us live there from Jerusalem. Thank you.